Thursday night football, the Buffalo Bills travel to Foxborough to take on the New England Patriots. Today I got my favorite player prop, game pick, and then we got two same game parlays coming your guys' way. Yo, what's going on? My name's Austin from Calling Our Shot. If you're curious about my favorite spread picks for Sunday in the NFL, that video will be live at 12 p.m. Eastern time, so definitely check that out. It might be already live by the time you're watching this. We went 2-1 last week, but as a whole last week, our picks 3-3 on our spread and over/under picks, 3-4 on player props. Took a little bit of a step back after our 8-4 week in week 11. Week 13 is going to be a good one. Get back to our winning ways on this Thursday night game. This video is sponsored by Underdog Fantasy. Underdog is one of the books we are, sponsored by. We also have a bunch of different sportsbook sign-up links down below in the description. But for Underdog specifically, if you sign up using our code COS or the link down below in the description, you get a 100% deposit match. Take advantage of it, people, up to $100. If you deposit $50, you'll now have $100 in your account. Deposit $100, you have $200. Take advantage of my Underdog parlay a little bit later on in this video. And as one final note, Calling Our Shot merch is here. I know I've talked about it a couple times, but we also have the addition, I believe, of a hoodie. It should be live Thursday morning, just Thursday, December 1st, kicking it off. You get it before the holidays, before Christmas time. If you're celebrating, you can definitely celebrate that. You'll see the Calling Our Shot hoodie on our callingourshot.com website. Also, all of our other merch is live. We're also doing a giveaway in the NBA video today, or technically on Thursday's video. But without further ado, let's hop into my player prop for this video. Long intro, going with this guy, Josh Allen, over 265.5 passing yards, minus 114 on FanDuel. Josh probably is the guy that's on the thumbnail, but let's talk about Mr. Allen, as his line's all over the place. So I've seen some books at 263.5. I believe that was Barstool Sportsbook. Other books at 270.5. And with Allen, I'd probably play him up to 275.5. I think if he hits this line, he probably crushes it. And let's talk about Allen, because he's had another week to get healthier after that elbow injury. And in 11 games so far this year, Allen averaging 289 passing yards per game over this line in 6 of 11 games. So about 50-50, a little bit more over than under. And he has gone under in 2 straight games. Now, last week he threw 42 times. I think ended with around 251 passing yards against the Lions on Thanksgiving. That was largely due to Stephon Diggs hardly doing anything. Diggs, I think, gets back on track in this game, but either way, the Patriots have a great defense. There's no way around that. They have a great rush defense and a great pass defense, and I just don't see a big game out of Devin Singletary in this game. This feels like a big divisional showdown game, and I think the Bills are going to lean on what has made them so good over the past 4 years has been the passing game led by Josh Allen. And I believe Bill Belichick, despite this Patriots defense playing a lot of man coverage, I expect them to put a spy on Josh Allen to try to limit him running the ball. The last 2 games that we've seen them, including the postseason, Allen has had 60+ rushing yards in both those 2 games. So if you're going to go with this rushing yards prop, it's like 40-something.5. I don't mind it, but I don't know if they let him run all over him in this game. And I think you're going to make Josh Allen throw the ball. And I think that's what we're going to see him do against the Patriots. In his last 4 matchups against them, including the postseason, we've seen Josh Allen go above 300 yards in 3 of those 4 games at 320, 145, 314, and 308 passing yards in his last 4 versus the Patriots. The one game he went under was that illustrious win game where they basically couldn't throw the ball. You saw the Patriots only attempt 3 throws in that game. Ultimately, I think that we'll see a Patriots offense, which kind of got exposed a little bit last week on Thursday by the Kirk Cousins, throwing for over 299 passing yards. And this season, the Patriots, while they haven't allowed a lot of passing yards, also haven't allowed a lot of volume. So this Bills offense throws the ball the 6th most in the NFL, also averages the 3rd most passing yards. So far this season, Patriots only faced 7 quarterbacks that have thrown 30 or more times against them, and overall, 4 of the guys have hit the over. I'll put all of their exact numbers on the list. This is not an elite list of quarterbacks, really. I mean, Zach Wilson threw for 355 against the Patriots. You saw Kirk Cousins throw for 299 last week. Tua and Jacoby Brissett right in that 265, 270 range. I think a guy like Josh Allen, they're going to lean on him to throw the ball. And if he runs for a ton of yards, that's fine too. But I think he throws a lot more than people anticipate. This game also has a spread of only 3.5. They're expecting a close game. And if they do get trailing in this game, we'll see them throw it even more. So I really like Josh Allen of the Bills, taking his over at 265.5 passing yards. Hopefully it is a little bit better than Matt Ryan from our Monday Night Football, who had, I think, 0 passing yards exiting the 4th quarter. Ends up, I think, 30-something short. Now let's get to my game pick. And I don't really like a spread in this one. I lean the Patriots at home as the home underdog, but I'd rather go with the over 43.5 points in this one, minus 107 on points bet. In my opinion, 43.5 is a little bit too low. Now, the Bills can go out there and hit this over by themselves. This is the Bills' offense, averages the 2nd most points per game in the NFL, and their defense is banged up. They might be getting Tremaine Edmonds back and a couple other guys, but Von Miller's now down, their elite pass rusher in. They're still missing Jordan Poyer, or I believe Micah Hyde in their secondary, and their secondary just hasn't been playing well. Dane Jackson really struggling, and over the last 5 matchups between these 2 teams, including the playoffs, we've seen them go over in 4 of the 5, having 45, 47, 24, 54, and 64. The one game they went under was that crazy wind game. The weather looks fine for this game. Looks like it should be in the mid 40s, probably around 30s around tip-off or on kickoff. But I expect some points being able to be thrown in this one, especially with Damian Harris, a big guy being out for the Patriots. I think they're not going to run it as much with Ramondre Stevenson. A lot more Mac Jones dropbacks, maybe some short throws and whatnot. Do we see Mac Jones throw an interception leading to a short field for the Bills? The Bills have struggled in the red zone recently, but they probably get that going. And I just think this is just too low of a line, 43.5. We've taken a couple 43.5 point overs over the last couple weeks, all of them hit. And it doesn't take a high scoring game to hit this over. I mean, think of like a 24-20 type game hits this over. And the Patriots offense hasn't been terrible. They've scored 22 plus points in 7 of their last 9 games. The Patriots can get us 22 points. I'm confident that the Bills can at least match that and get 22 of their own. I mean, 22 is a weird number, but they still could get up to 44 points just by that alone. I think Josh Allen and this Bills offense throws it a lot on Thursday night, so give me the over. I think this game is a lot of drives, a lot of short drives, maybe some explosive plays. I really like the over, 43.5 points. I think this line's a little bit too low, especially for a Bills team that is leading second in the league in points per game. So give me the over. I don't really want a spread pick. Now, it's time to get into our 2 same-game parlays. We got one on FanDuel and one on Underdog Fantasy. Let's start with the first one on FanDuel. And dude, these SGP bad beats are just brutal. 2 weeks ago, we had one where we finished 8 rushing yards short of cashing a plus 1,200 banger. Last week, we had Matt Ryan and Pat Freiermuth. Both just needed 1 more yard. Of course, they don't get it done. This week, we're on 5 legs. We're back for some revenge. Josh Allen, 200 plus passing yards, not rushing yards. Passing yards, Josh Allen, 25 plus rushing yards. Speaking of Allen, I think he gets a lot of passing yards. Even though I don't expect him to have a big rushing game, he can get 25 on just 1 carry. So I think he can get at least that much of his rushing yards. His regular line's like 42.5, 43.5. As for Ramondre Stevenson, I don't really like him on the ground as much, but 25 plus receiving yards feels pretty safe. Over the last 5 weeks, he has a 25% target share. The Bills do give up a lot of receptions to opposing running backs. I think he has a pretty good day. His receptions line is 4.5, so they clearly expect him to get a good amount of reception. So I think he can get that. And then Stephon Diggs, 60 plus receiving yards. Diggs stunk last week, but ended up getting up to the 70 mark. We needed 90 for his reception or receiving yards prop. I think gets a little bit back. I mean, this is a guy that seems to have the yips. He's playing really weird out there. They basically gave him a couple rest days off. I think he gets back grooving in the groove this game. But I'm not asking him to hit his regular over, which is 80.5, 60 plus just feels a little bit safe for him. And then Gabriel Davis, the long shot of this parlay, anytime touchdown, plus 660 on FanDuel. Now, look, I know the other 4 legs are juiced. This one's not. It's plus 200 for Gabe Davis to get into the end zone. And I'm going to let you know, it's probably getting into the end zone, probably having a good day because I'm benching him in fantasy football. Every time I bench Gabe Davis, who I love, the UCF Knight, I'm an alum. Obviously, you can see the pennant behind me. Every time I bench him, he always has a touchdown. I benched him earlier this season. He went off for 180 yards and 2 touchdowns. Benched him again. He had another touchdown. You see Davis hasn't gone scoreless in 3 straight games. He's scoreless in 2 straight as we speak. I think he gets into the end zone. So I like a chance at it. I think he gets plus 660. Give me a chance at that. If you want to replace Gabe Davis for Diggs or something for a touchdown, you can go for that or a different guy. But let's talk about my Underdog parlay. As always, sign up for Underdog using code COS. You get a 100% deposit match. Whatever you put in there, they're going to deposit match you up to $100. Take advantage of that. We're only going with 4 legs. We're going with these 4. Obviously, I'm riding with my Josh Allen prop. I would only be right if I do that. Devin Singletary kind of goes hand in hand with Josh Allen, his under 53.5 rushing yards. I just think this is not a big running game for Mr. Singletary. Now, Gabe Davis, if he's going to hit his touchdown prop, probably a good chance he hits his passing or his reception or his receiving yards line. I just think they're going to maybe put a lot of guys on Diggs and just say, you know what, someone else has got to beat us. And Gabe Davis, if he gets a lot of one-on-one coverage, Josh Allen's not afraid to throw it to him. And then Hunter Henry, a sneaky one. I like over 24.5 receiving yards. It's plus 900 on Underdog. Technically, if you put $20 on it, you get payout over $200. So that plus 900 odds. Now, Hunter Henry is kind of a dart throw, but I think he's going to have a pretty good game. In the games that Damian Harris has missed, we've seen Hunter Henry have 50 or more receiving yards in those games. It's just a gut call. I don't know. The Bills aren't the best defense for tight ends, in terms of they see a lot of targets, but don't allow a lot of receiving yards. But Hunter Henry's going to be a guy that's open underneath, and he's got a reception line at 2.5, and he barely gets to 2.5 ever. So if they think he's going to get some receptions, I think he has a good chance of getting this over. And this is a guy that can go with that, hit a 25-plus yarder any given time. So I like all 4 of those legs. We'll sprinkle on it. As always, shout out to Underdog for sponsoring the video. You can sign up using our code COS for 100% deposit match, or there's also a link in the description. A reminder, my week 13 best bets video for my 3 favorite spread picks for Sunday, that'll already be live at 12 p.m. Eastern time. I'll link it right here once it is live. You can go check out that. Also, a reminder about calling our shop merch. If you want the quarter zip, you want a hat, you want a t-shirt, and you want a brand new hoodie, which should be on the store as of Thursday morning. Appreciate you guys. Go check it out. It's the top link in the description. Callonourshop.com. We'll see you guys there. See you guys in the other videos. Let's have a great day. I'll see you guys back in for the future videos. Peace out.